Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Stream.tv. This is the Flash After Show. I'm your host, Louis Love, and we have an awesome show ready for tonight. We're going to talk about all things Flash, and I got my co-host to the right of me, Sabina. What up?
Hey, everyone, it's Sabina at Sabina Hezro on Twitter. So excited to talk about tonight's episode.
Dave.
What up, y'all? It's your boy David, the real cool dude, coming at you YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and all those other social networking thingies.
And it's all decaf. So real quick now, I'm going to start with Sabina. Without spoilers, before we get into details, did you like today's episode? What did you think of it? What did you like about it? Sorry.
What did I like about tonight's episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so I really liked Jessie in this episode and her choices and stuff that she did. Everyone was like mad talking crap about her, and I was like, no, she was right. She was answering her call, and I liked that a lot.
Dave, what did you like about the episode?
Okay, one thing I did like was the conversations had between Barry and the Speed Force. Mm-hmm. I like that there was finally some people keeping it real with Barry about, his actions. So I really liked that, because me as an audience member, I've been saying stuff, obviously. I'm sure anybody who's been watching has been seeing me complain. But I was happy that the show was finally like, hey, Barry. So I appreciated that.
All right. Sabina, what did you not like about today's episode?
Iris. I've been having a lot of just issues with Iris the past few episodes. Not that there's anything wrong with her as a person, just that what she's given to do has been kind of like not my jam recently.
Dave, you want to add to that?
Okay. I still feel like the show is playing it safe. Mm-hmm. And, I was expecting so much from this episode, some finality to certain things, but it's still very soft and mushy. I mean, yeah, some things happen, but nothing to the point where it's like devastating, earth-shattering, maybe might change some people's minds about some things, in a permanent way. So again, they're still playing it way too safe.
Okay. You want more violence?
Violence is always the answer.
Guys, if you agree with us, disagree, have some theories, don't forget to join us on social media. It's #TheFlashAS, #TheFlashAS as an after show on any social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So today's episode, it starts off with Barry going into the Speed Force to try to save his friend Wally. And that's why tonight's episode is called Into the Speed Force. So I'm going to start off with you, Dave. What do you think of that?
Here we go again. Barry entering the Speed Force to change some stuff. I mean, it happened. It happened. Like, that's all I can really say about it. It happened again, and we got to see more of him doing stuff in the Speed Force again. I'm so tired of it.
Sabina, are you tired of it? What do you think?
Yeah, it kind of also felt like a Christmas Carol with all of the different ghosts sort of things the Speed Force was talking him through. We got to see Thawne again, and yeah, so it just kind of was, the pace was interesting for it, I would say. I liked where it was going, but it was just taking a while.
Yeah.
So the first thing he sees is Eddie Thawne, and he's stuck at the CPD, because when you're in the
CCPD.
When you're in the Speed Force, apparently you're stuck in a moment you don't like.
Yeah.
So why is he there?
Well, I think for that one, I think with those, that was the Speed Force speaking to Barry. It's not. I don't think it's so much that Eddie was trapped. They was just using Eddie as a representation, especially with the dialogue that was said about here we go.
Like
You're changing things.
Exactly. You're changing things again.
Right.
Barry. Okay.
Exactly.
He also brings up the issue of sacrifice, how he sacrificed his life for the good with the Reverse Flash in the previous episode. That's right before he died. And then right away he gets attacked by a speed wrath.
Time Wraith.
Which I thought looked like the Mummy and a Dementor had a baby.
Had that baby. Yeah, it's an interesting creature design, but it looks good. Like, it actually works.
I like it. It reminds me of the Lord of the Rings, the those things that were after the rings.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. The
ring wraiths. Another wraith. Yeah.
Those had swords and were cool.
Just be wraithing all over the place.
So Jesse Quick is pissed because her man has been taken by Savitar, and Savitar has actually switched places with Kid Flash.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Earth, and Kid Flash is stuck in the Speed Force. Mm-hmm. So she decides to take issues into her own hands.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Sabina, of Jesse Quick taking charge? Like, we want Supergirl to do, right?
No, exactly. We were both like, we need to see Jesse doing more things, and we got it this episode. And like Lewis said, it's like we need to have Supergirl like grow those cojones too. Honestly, I was really happy that she was like, hey, like I am the Flash in my Earth, and I have the right to like lead this attack as well. And everyone kind of tried to like accidentally made her feel like, no, like you shouldn't do that. It's the Flash's job. And she's like, no, I am the Flash. And I like that she took charge, honestly.
What do you think of taking charge, Jesse Quick?
You know, I agree. I agree 100% with what you said, because, yeah, it's not fair if you are the hero somewhere else. I get it. Yeah, this ain't your turf. We got some heroes here, too. But that doesn't necessarily mean you need to be sidelined, you know?
Right.
It's like, clearly, you've got skills, so let's utilize said skills. And I was happy that, you know, though she took matters into her own hands, yeah, she was like, look, I can do this, hear me roar, watch me work, you know, and I really appreciated that.
And also in this episode, HR is kind of like becoming more like intelligent. He's coming with some great ideas. He's actually taking over as Jesse's dad a little bit.
Well, almost like a mentor figure.
Yeah, mentor.
So
he tried to feel around and be the dad, but she was like, you're not my father. You don't tell me what to do. And
I do what I want.
I do what I want.
He goes in there and goes, hey, I don't think it's a good idea. You go up against Savitar, and she's like, you know what? Left hook.
Yeah, exactly. About that.
So, Sabina, what do you think of her left hook?
I thought it was pretty sharp. I was here for it, into it, yeah.
HR was feeling that sucker all the way through the end of the show.
Right? Yeah. Still rattling.
Sarah Bird wants to know what our favorite cameo was tonight. There was several cameos tonight. I'm going to start off. Sabina, what was your favorite one?
My favorite cameo was definitely seeing more Wentworth Miller, because he is always great, and he always like savors that character. So I was happy to see him. I also have a thing for like ice like villains, so my jam. Into it.
Dave?
I liked seeing Eddie back, because like he even mentions, his sacrifice was so, you know, profound, and you didn't really see it coming. That was back when the writing was better.
Yeah, it's still good.
But like, I really appreciated seeing him again and him getting some more screen time.
Mine is, of course, Jay Garrick, because us old guys got to stick together. But we'll get more into that because he shows up later on in the episode. So we're following Iris around for this particular scene, and she's looking at the future, where the article, I believe the title is "The Flash Still Missing in Crisis."
Yeah, after crisis.
And she's the original author of this article, but now she's gone, which means that two things: is the future's been changed, so it can be changed. So Flash does have a little bit of a point, and she may be dead. But then her dad comes in and goes, you know what? That's a long time from now. I believe it's 2029. Is that when that article is?
I think that's what they said.
Yeah, which is the same date as Logan. I wonder if they hang out too. Okay, well, anyways, what do you think of that?
I mean, he has a point, you know, and at this point now, again, since Barry is tampering with stuff again, it's like, what are we going to do to keep hope alive? You know, something's going to go wrong. We're sure of it, but we can still have some hope, you know? So that was how I felt in that scene.
Hope still around for you, Sabina?
Wait, what?
For saving Iris?
Oh my God! Okay.
But you don't you're kind of iffy about Iris.
I am iffy
so
about
you're
Iris
good
right
if she's
now.
gone?
No. I don't want her to be gotten rid of. I'm tired of the whole like trope of the girlfriend just being martyred off and murdered or killed, and I kind of just want to see her do other things related to journalism, kind of like go back into like things that are her that have nothing to do with Barry, which kind of will lead me to something else about the ending. So I'll leave it at that for now.
All right, well, so the next adventure that Harry has inside the Speed Force is he meets up with Robbie, which is the other half.
Caitlin's
Ronnie,
old boo.
Which is half
also
of
gave a
Firestorm.
sacrifice.
He's half Firestorm.
The original half of Firestorm.
And
there's also that really sad part where Caitlin's holding a baby.
yeah, that's what she gets to do. But Chris Kinddays on YouTube wants to remind us that the actor is actually Stephen Amell's cousin in real life, and is he related to Arrow at all?
No, not in the show, but in real life, they're actually he's Robbie Amell, I think, or something like that, and then Stephen Amell is Arrow. So yeah.
And let us know who you think's handsomer, Stephen or Robbie. And on social media, The Flash AS. The YouTube's going crazy. So if you guys,
right.
Yeah. So what do you think of that? You touched on the fact that the first scene we see is Caitlin holding a baby. These are the things that could have happened. But Robbie sacrificed, unlike Barry, who's a selfish person.
Yeah, because like the Speed Force was like trying to just hit him over the head with the fact that all of these sacrifices happened for you, and if you're gonna try to like jack up the timeline again, like you are creating a scenario that isn't good. And Barry's like, no, I'm here to just get Wally. I'm here to get him out of here. That's all my motivation really is. And he was just being tested over and over again to prove that point.
Yeah, I mean, I love it how later when they start talking to Snard, he says, you keep telling us one thing and doing another.
Which is his next person that appears is Captain Cold.
Captain Cold returns.
And I don't know, man, that guy's a good anti-hero, right?
He is, but he's starting to get used too much. Like, some of the people on YouTube are saying the same thing, where like, okay, he's already coming back with like the Legion of Doom on Legend of Tomorrow, like, okay, doses of Captain Cold. One can only take this, but for so long. So I get that. But I loved all the everything that he had to say in this episode, because it wasn't really him, it was the Speed Force. And again, just kind of being like, hey, Barry, guess what? You're full of crap. You lie, You're giving me alternative facts. So, like, I loved everything that the Speed Force had to say and how it kept checking Barry, like, bruh, you keep screwing things up. Are you legit this time? Are you really gonna do what you said you're gonna do? Like, honestly, you're talking about anti-hero. Barry's becoming an anti-hero for me now, because, like you said, everything's starting to become so selfish. Yeah, like, he's not doing really anything for the greater good. It's for his good. So
yeah, he seems to not be wanting to fight, and the Speed Force is now telling him that, and then Captain Cold is shooting him.
And even Captain Cold is like goading him, Speed Force in this case, through him to change if you don't like the future Flash, then change it.
Which, the way he said it, makes me think that Savitar
is... It's so confusing, honestly.
Savitar is the Flash!
I want to see these scripts to see where that comma is. So are they saying change the future comma? I don't know. Like, what are they meaning in this?
Oh, guys, on the internet world, here's the deal. Sabina just gave me an idea, okay? If you have subtitles and you're watching the show, put the subtitles on. Is there a comma between the future, comma, Flash, or is it
the future Flash?
The future Flash. So if you don't answer that, put on your subtitles. We gotta know now, please. And tweet us after show.
Oh, man.
True, though. I mean, at this point, I'm just like, are you referring to the future 2 Flash, or you're talking to him about the future Flash? Okay, my brain has like just...
What was that again? Your brain what? Got it. Nice.
So it seems like Captain Cold's about to like finish off Barry Allen, and here comes Jay Garrick to save the day. Pushes him to the side, pushes him to the wall.
Actually, is Jay Garrick.
Yes.
Yeah, he really is. This isn't the Speed Force talking to him. This is legit.
And the way he got there is because while all this was happening, Cisco conspired and brought him out of Earth 3.
Okay, check it out. Facebook.
What would you get?
Facebook.
SciIM. Thank you, Sai. Thank you for watching, and thank you for this. So she did the subtitle.
Yeah,
she did the subtitle.
Spoiler!
Okay, here it is. Ready? Here we go.
Okay.
It is I am the future, Flash. So I don't think it's that he's saying he is the Flash in the future. He's addressing Flash as
Subtitles
the
are
Flash.
wrong. Subtitles are wrong.
Oh man.
I think
We're getting CW.
someone says I think it's Cutter Flash.
Cutter.
I have no idea what that means. But hey, I'll say it anyways. So meanwhile, Jay Garrick shows up, and he saves Barry, and they go to look for Wally, and Wally is in his moment of hurt.
Yeah.
This is real. This is not the Speed Force anymore, and he's watching his mom
Die.
pass away over and over and over again, and he's
Endless
just
loop.
Intense.
yeah, he's just destroyed. So here comes Jay, who's my hero, and takes Wally's place, sacrifices himself.
Right.
Unlike Barry does.
Yeah.
And stays inside the Speed Force for Wally. What do you think of his sacrifice?
Everyone is just doing sacrifices for Barry, and he is still being a selfish person. Like, what are you doing?
Can we have a round of applause for Sabina over here, people? Thank you for preaching the truth.
We are done with your ish, Barry.
Oh
Done.
my God. I'm right there with you. I felt like it was such a cheat. It was such a cop-out for the show.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, guess what? We got no speedster to take the place. Like, I needed a more elaborate, more well thought out escape plan. I thought that was so easy for them to do. And again, people doing good things for him while Barry's still doing selfish things only for himself. Like, Flash, like, come on, man. He's supposed to be the hero, man.
Yeah, but Jay's his dad, kind of.
Well, it's
In the
his
same way
doppelganger.
that
Yes,
HR
but
is Jesse's dad.
But,
Right,
but
right.
it still
not
seems
really.
it still seems like their doubles still have those feelings, like almost like they're.
like a genetic memory sort
Yeah.
of thing in a way. You know, like, yeah.
Hey, and guys, I want to mention, wasn't that awesome, the fight with Jesse Quick and Savitar?
We gotta go. Yeah.
That was badass. Savitar and Jesse are
That was a good
in the
moment.
middle of battle, and she's like, "How do I beat this dude? Savitar is just gonna kick my butt."
And she has that piece.
Yep, she has that piece of metal, and she's like, HR, help me, what do I do, what do I do? Help me, OBHR, you're my only hope. So then HR goes, what do I do? He's spazzing out back and forth like a wild man because he's on coffee, and he goes, I got it! He needs that metal back because he is not a god, he is a man maybe, or he's flesh
Something
under that
underneath.
armor.
We gotta stab him and
Yeah.
see what happens.
Yeah, find the
essentially.
weak spot in the
Yes.
armor.
Which reminds me of Smaug from
Yeah, the Hobbit movie.
The Hobbit, because if you
Yeah.
remember, Smaug was sleeping inside gold, so he looked like he was an invincible dragon, and he had a little weakness. So.
Yeah, that little
Watch the movie, it's
patch
pretty
under
good.
the armor. Yeah, I thought that was pretty sweet. That for me was honestly the highlight of the episode for me, because that was real progression in the story. That was really something new. And again, it was piggybacking off of Jessie having her like power moment, you know, and really proving to everyone else. She already knew. Look,
already knew.
I'm the ish. She knew the deal, but she proved to everybody else, hey, I got this. And with the help of HR, who, as you addressed, is doing better and giving us better, brighter ideas, came through, stabbed him in the neck, said, bye, Felicia, and he ran off, and I loved it. Loved it.
HR is starting to become one of my favorite characters.
So yeah,
Me
real
too,
talk.
totally.
Real talk.
He's becoming like a highlight for me in the show. Oh my gosh.
So Jessie decides to step up and become the hero. Not the hero. She tells Wally, hey, Wally, you know, this is on Earth 1, back on Earth 1. Wally, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going to go to Earth 3 to take over where Jay was as my sacrifice. I'm sacrificing the relationship, you know. So what do you think of her leaving Wally?
I'm glad, because I kept saying that it's too many
Yes.
speedsters. Too many speedsters. So I was happy that she was like, nah, I got to take care of business. We can visit. We can be pen pals. We can tweet interdimensionally, maybe. I don't know.
Does the Speed Force allow that, though?
You know what? I've never heard of interdimensional dating being an issue.
Interdimensional tweeting.
Interdimensional tweeting, dating. I mean, if Cisco can do it, see, Cisco's got a cheat.
Yeah.
He can just probably like have a mind date with Gypsy, vibing each other. Yeah, they feeling those
That
vibes.
Sabina, are you cool with Jesse leaving?
Yes. So much yes. I was so here for it because I really, like Jessie said, she was like, I'm here and being told that I'm not the Flash. No, she is the Flash. And she was a better Flash on Earth 1 than the Flash in this episode because she got ish done. And I was like, okay, yeah, she's going to go take the place of the other Flash in Earth 3.
Yeah.
And that's great. Like, I wish we could follow her whenever Barry gets annoying, and I'm really proud of her. And it was just so good to see her make that choice, take that responsibility, and go for it. And Wally supporting her.
Yep. So that brings us to our final scene, I believe, and that's Barry going back to the apartment. And the first thing he sees is Iris sitting there, and it looks like she's gonna really.
The rings are on the table.
She looks like she's really gonna dump him, but what happens is, she's like, you know what? I think this is gonna work out. I think, you know what? You love me. I know you did it because you love me. You wanted to sacrifice yourself for me. We should be together. And then Barry sits down and friends zones her, and she starts bawling.
It gets all CW. They go all CW on us, like,
The Flash does the reverse Flash. Yeah! Woo! She starts bawling, all these tears. She keeps looking at the window.
How do you really feel about it? I just need to know. I can't tell. I can't tell right now.
No, I'm good. I like that. Actually, I did this for dramatic reasons, but I actually like the couple. I really do. I like Iris. But now I have a chance because they're not together. So. Iris, what do you think of what Barry did? And Barry.
Okay, you don't even know if him making little choices like that will change the timeline. And Speed Force is like, don't try to change the timeline. Whatever, Barry with his, like, emotional issues. But I'm glad that Iris can actually figure out what she wants to do for herself in the next episodes. And hopefully they do things with her and not, like, kind of push her out. That would be the worst case scenario, I think.
Interestingly enough, Mr. Kevin Smith on YouTube, he straight says, not Kevin Smith, Kevin Smith. He says, Barry did the right thing. Iris is too damn emotional for crying out loud. Barry needs to protect her from a distance.
Well, wait a minute.
Thank you for your thoughts, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith, you're telling me Barry's not emotional?
Barry is
the dude changes the timeline every 5 seconds.
Sorry for the attack, Kevin. I wasn't expecting that.
He eats. No, it's all good fun. But he eats tacos. He gets an upset stomach. He goes into the timeline and goes to
and changes.
Goes somewhere
he
else.
Says, I'm gonna have fish instead of tacos. Yeah. I would love for that to be what happened. I would real talk. I would love for every time there's like a small oops, not some big oops, but a small. Dang it! I should have worn different pants. And so he goes back in time and changes his pants. I would love for that to be. It feels like that's where we're going right now. Yeah, he's an emotional basket case, and then he speeds his way out of his emotions.
Hey guys, don't forget to tune in to the stream.tv on all the social medias, subscribe on the YouTube as well, and share all our videos. So now we're going to get into the even funner portion of the Flash After Show, and that's where we start talking about theories and maybe spoilers. I think next week we got... Is next week the musical, or when's that?
I believe that is next.
I think that is next week. Finally, yeah.
Sabina, you've been talking about that all the time on Facebook. You're like,
theater
I love that. I can't wait.
It's a Glee reunion.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
A Glee union?
Glee union. Music Meister, played by Darren Criss, is gonna do some madness on Supergirl and the Flash, and I'm really looking forward to that. I don't really think it'll affect any of the episodes after that on both shows, but I guess it'll be a fun break. Although I am kind of just wanting to get through the whole Savitar thing and find out who he is. I don't even think we got like any tangible clues.
I think it's Dave Savitar. Found it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I gotta give a shout out to Andrew Cantabene. I remember I said that last time. It is Italian, so I'm gonna keep saying it that way. Cantabene. He said, he was reminding us that the article was actually dated April 2024. And The Flash season 10 would end around that time if it went to a season 10. He's suggesting perhaps that article is a clue to the end game of the whole series.
Maybe.
Because if we're going to stay consistent with the actual physical dates.
Or they might jump a few years ahead, because, like, Barry.
And we did get that message that for that crossover, remember, where the Wave Rider had a message from Flash. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then Legends of Tomorrow, and that was like 2040 something with the older sounding Barry. So we might go beyond that, but that's a really good. I really like that. That's a really good theory that maybe we're gonna get 10 solid seasons. That's when we end, and it all comes full circle back to that article.
So Dan Drehim, I think I'm pronouncing your name right. He says the musical is gonna not be good. He used other words. I actually disagree. I think the musical is a curveball. People are going to tune into the musical. I think something big and serious is going to happen. I think the showrunners are aware of that. It's not just going to be a musical, just fun or goofy musical type of thing. I think we're going to get some big reveals and action, and it's going to blow away the audience. If it's not that, guys, I'll go in the Speed Force again and mess up time.
Mess it up so you can.
Yeah, rewrite it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it, especially because they're able to add logic in the realm of comic book logic, if you will, by having Music Meister be the reason for it all. I'm just going to be kind of curious as to why it looks like Supergirl ends up where the Flash is, because you see Iris and Joe.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, whatever, maybe she just needs a vacation. All this love triangle she be getting into in her Earth, so just needs a break. So, who knows, but I'm excited and very curious to see how they handle that.
Guys, something's been on my mind about television and film, right? So we get all these comic book movies. This summer's Off the Hook.
Yeah.
And we also get, other movies, Beauty and the Beast, Kong, and we know about the spoilers months ahead because they get leaked and whatnot. Have you guys noticed that with television, we don't know until, like, for example, The Flash, we won't know until, like, we're watching it?
Yeah.
What are they doing different? Keeping the spoilers away. Do you guys have any?
I think the thing is with TV, you have a shorter time frame to wait. So there's no real need to leak something to keep people vested and interested, since you're just gonna have to wait a week to get it. With movies, you know a movie's gonna happen almost a year in advance, and you know when it's gonna get released.
Someone's gonna get in there.
Exactly. So it's like, because you got to keep people interested and gain momentum and have a snowball effect, I think little things leak out and little nuggets fall out so that people go, ooh, I forgot about that. I want to see it again. That sort of deal. So I think that's something. I got to mention this. Okay, I am on Facebook, again, with some cool stuff. She said Carlos will be singing. That would be so awesome. Is he going to breakdance as well? Which was kind of like the stereotype that Vibe had in the comic book. He carried a boombox. He would beatbox with it, or breakdance with it. So that'd be kind of dope if kind of paying homage. They did that.
But could it be better than this? You start the wave off. Come on,
here comes.
Let's do it.
Boom!
Sabina.
I tried.
Sabina's getting better at it. All
right. That's progress. That's our musical episode, folks. As I spit everywhere.
So it seems like we're out of time. This is like the fastest show on the stream.tv because it's The Flash. Get it? Fast.
You're running fast.
No, that wasn't even funny. But I want to say what's up to Lance Osfresser for handling all the social media for us and discussion.
And the groups have been fire, honestly. I loved the memes of making fun of Barry not just watching Wally getting pulled into the Speed Force. Like, just he's eating popcorn, or it's Kermit rolling up the window. Fire, you guys. They're awesome.
Definitely keep those conversations going on the Facebook groups, because it's really cool.
Amazing. And Lance, message for you. I send you a little package, but it's a DC package. Don't keep it. Share it with Jordan, okay? Happy birthday. Lance, send you a few shout-outs. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and share all the videos. And we will keep talking to you and bringing you the best news. And Dave, where can we reach you while we're waiting for the next episode?
You can find me on YouTube at The Real Cool Dude. That's REEL. I do movie reviews. Got one up right now for Kong Skull Island. Gonna be posting one up tomorrow for Beauty and the Beast. You can also find me Real Cool Dude on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sabina, let them know where you're at.
You can find me on Twitter at Sabina has no R, and I'm excited to see you guys. I'll be on the Legion After Show this week. Please watch it, because that show is just a mind fuck, and we just sit out here and just start theorizing and just join in the conversation for that as well. And we'll be back on Supergirl next week too.
And I'm Louis Love, and I have a few shows here on the Stream TV because I'm blessed. I'll be back for Arrow, the Arrow After Show, and you can find me on Twitter at Nuke the Fridge or my podcast, The Nerd Report. And don't forget to tune in a little bit because we have some Legends of Tomorrow action coming up. So watch that, and bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Subscribe.